It's the Illuminati.
Is there any group that's kind of gotta be the most popular conspiracy out there, right?
Oh yeah, incredibly infamous, notorious.
What are they involved in? What do they do?
Who's involved? We've got it all here for you today.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, to start us off, I want to get into what exactly the Illuminati is, because the definition has changed over the years. Originally, the Illuminati referred to the Bavarian Illuminati, a confirmed secret society that did in fact operate between the years 1776 and 1785. The organization was founded by a German law professor who believed strongly in Enlightenment practices, and it was composed of like-minded individuals. Together, the men of the Bavarian Illuminati, many of whom held positions of power within their society, worked together to spread their beliefs and influence politics. Originally, the group was comprised of just 6 to 9 men, but they had big dreams, and they really did want to take over the world, which was proved in some of the writings of former members. On record, at its peak, the organization had somewhere between 650 to 2,500 members, many of which were known to infiltrate other organizations in order to recruit individuals to join their secret society. As far as official history is concerned, however, the group disbanded sometime in the 1780s, but personally, I'm not so sure. Today we see a different version of the Illuminati, kind of shrouded in satanic symbols and celebrity influence.
But are the Illuminati even human, or at least all human? Some people don't think so. Since around the late 70s, extraterrestrial beings have been brought into the New World Order conspiracies. The idea is that beings from other planets or parallel dimensions, like the classic Greys, play a big part in controlling and shaping our world. Stan Deyo, Milton, William Cooper, and David Icke talk about alien conspiracies a lot. The movie They Live is basically this idea brought to the big screen. The idea that aliens have infiltrated everything from politics to advertising and have been involved in brainwashing us since who knows when. Some think that since the dawn of time aliens have been around. And what's the end goal? Well, maintaining power, or they're in the final stages of their plan to reveal themselves and just outright enslave us all. There's also a less extreme idea that those at the top, aka the Illuminati, just work alongside extraterrestrial beings, which is all hidden from the public by a government cover-up enforced by Men in Black type agents working in these covert government agencies, which has sometimes been referred to as Majestic 12. This agency collaborates with alien occupation, allowing alien abductions in exchange for assistance in developing advanced military technology tested at places like Area 51.
Next up, let's talk about the Illuminati's drive and ability to control the world. Whether or not the Illuminati still exists, the Bavarian Illuminati did, as I said, an incredibly good job at influencing society, probably because it was made up of many dukes and other leaders, as well as authors and well-respected members of society. The Bavarian Illuminati promoted the idea of free thinking and liberation from both religious and political oppression, bringing forth a new wave of societal ideals that gravitated away from the Catholic Church rather than towards it, which is likely why many people believe that the organization found its roots in Satanism, and why today so many people associate the use of satanic images and symbols with the group. If the Illuminati does still exist, there are two possible options. Well, really there are endless possibilities, but these two seem like the most likely one. The Bavarian Illuminati is just as it has always been, rooted in beliefs of enlightenment and free thinking, composed of people with relatively good intentions and the power to spread those beliefs in both social and political sectors. Or two, it has evolved to include many malevolent players who now use the group's influence to promote a darker ideology and belief system that is centered around lack of individuality, identity crises, and consumerism, which distract us as a society from taking a critical look at the real issues, such as the growing divide between the lower and upper class. So is it a good group gone bad? Is it a group that no longer exists? I don't know. If you know, let me know.
So I brought up how aliens could be assisting the Illuminati in developing highly advanced technology, but there's another aspect to the whole technology thing, that they also suppress advanced technology, keeping it from being used by the general public. Stuff that would benefit society is intentionally withheld to maintain the status quo, only being used by the top 1%. This could include advancements in renewable energy, medical treatments, the list goes on. Powerful groups like the Illuminati could also be actively suppressing technology that could enhance personal freedoms and undermine surveillance and control, like encryption tools. I mean, this is really dark, but there is some logic to this, especially when it comes to the idea of suppressing advanced medicine. I mean, what better way to control people than by keeping them sick, right? If you have a population that's too happy and too healthy, they're less reliant on you.
So at the beginning of today's video, we talked a bit about how the Bavarian Illuminati had a propensity for infiltrating other organizations in an effort to recruit new members into their own group. Well, one of the main organizations infiltrated by the Bavarian Illuminati were actually the Freemasons, another tight-knit, influential group made up of powerful, wealthy men living under the umbrella of a secret society with a lot of speculation. And so subsequently many members of the Bavarian Illuminati, or BI if you will, just so happened to be former Freemasons or former members of other similar organizations. Becoming a member of the BI wasn't something a person could simply sign up for, it was more like a recruitment process. Today, if the group still exists, the process would likely be the same, but it is unlikely that the organization would be recruiting reckless celebrities and influencers. Why? Well, because it goes against pretty much everything the secret society stands for, which is quiet and purposeful influence that promotes enlightened, free thinking. Most likely members of the organization, should it stand today, would include political leaders, bank owners, and maybe a few level-headed celebrities, if those even exist. In general, the celebrities we see using this satanic and eyeball imagery that we as a society have chosen to associate with the Illuminati organization are doing so as a way to create an air of mystery in order to garner attention for themselves and likely to troll the general public. And who knows, maybe some of them are Satanists, but whether or not that has anything to do with the Illuminati, I don't know. Also, this is not sponsored by the Illuminati, just in case you're wondering.
So I talked about the Illuminati suppressing technology and medicine in order to maintain control, and many think that this could also involve the food industry. I mean, dear God, the amount of conflicting info we hear about foods that cause cancer, foods that don't. This diet is the healthiest. No, this one is. This one food is slowly killing you, so you gotta eat this. There's like so much contradictory, confusing noise out there when it comes to nutrition. No wonder we have an obesity crisis on our hands. And is it possible things are made to be intentionally confusing? I mean, maybe. I'm not gonna even blame the experts or fitness influencers themselves either. I mean, they're just relaying what they've been told. At the end of the day, nutrition is way simpler than it often seems, with the countless articles and videos and news stories that really seem to be made in order to keep people in the dark about how to actually get healthy.
Next, we have the theory that the modern day branch of the Bavarian Illuminati, or whatever the organization has mutated into, is in global control of the world's financial institutions, which isn't hard to believe if you're already on board with the idea that 1. The Illuminati exists, and 2. Its members are some of the most wealthy individuals, including bank owners. I mean, it just makes sense, and it's really not that far-fetched either. Why wouldn't the world's elite band together to control finances as they see fit? Is it right? Probably not, but is it likely? Maybe. Many people believe that the Rothschilds, a wealthy banking family, are in fact members of the Illuminati and that they control the City of London, the US Federal Reserve, and most of mainstream media. I mean, we know propaganda exists, and we know that some reporters aren't above taking bribes. All of the pieces are technically in place for both this organization and its control over global finances to exist. There's no question. The only question is, did they take those pieces and run with it?
So what if the Illuminati aren't human nor extraterrestrial? What if they're actually creatures from deep below the earth? Reptilians. Yes, the theory is that a bunch of shape-shifting reptilian humanoids known as reptilians control the earth and manipulate human affairs for their own gain. These reptile creatures can take on human form in order to blend in and work in powerful positions in governments or corporations, so they have quite the resume. Some people even think a lot of celebrities are just reptilians wearing skin suits, so they got some talent. Again, their ultimate goal is to establish a totalitarian new world order where they have absolute control over humanity. But where do these scaly menaces actually come from? Below the Earth's surface, reptilians are often part of the hollow Earth theory, living in dark caverns beneath the Earth, in advanced technological societies with shape-shifting technology, of course, then crawling out of their hellish pits before assuming the form of an old, wrinkly politician or a hot celebrity.
Next up, we have the theory that the Illuminati not only influences people, but if necessary, they take them out. Many people believe that the Illuminati is responsible for a countless number of deaths of global key figures, including the deaths of John F. Kennedy, Martin Luther King, and even Princess Diana. Why? Well, likely because they oppose the modern-day Illuminati's idea of the perfect world order, and they had enough influence to create a change which members of the organization were not interested in letting happen. It is believed that Illuminati members sitting in some of the highest positions of power have used that power to orchestrate the deaths of anyone, really, who they believed was a threat to the organization, and to the way the organization has brainwashed the public into behaving. Again, it's possible, but for my own safety, I'm gonna go ahead and say it's probably not true. And if you're the Illuminati watching this, it's definitely not true, okay? This entire video is just a joke. Don't hurt me.
And finally, we have the end times. We've talked about a number of possible end goals for the Illuminati, but the darkest one has to be this, that the Illuminati are attempting to fulfill an end times prophecy. So they're basically like a team of Power Ranger villains or Dr. Evil. I've never really understood the evil villains in movies who just wanted to destroy the planet. Like, I get wanting to control it, but destroying it? Like, what are you gonna do after that? Anyway, end times prophecies get tangled up with the Illuminati conspiracy theories quite a bit. The gist is that the Illuminati are pulling the strings behind the scenes to make an end times prophecy come to fruition. We've already mentioned satanic stuff a bit. Maybe that's part of it. There are a lot of conspiracies that involve the Illuminati practicing dark rituals or human sacrifices. All the wars, the economic disasters, the social chaos, it's all to bring about the end times, apparently. I mean, I hope not. I get wanting to control the Earth. I mean, you think if I had enough power, I'd be controlling the Earth. I'd be helping people too, but I'd have like 9 cars, I'd have supermodels around me all the time, I'd have multiple houses, I'd have McDonald's in my house, like Richie Rich. I think there's like elements of truth in most of these
Yes.
things. I don't know if it's as concentrated as like one Illuminati, but I don't know.
I
There's
think
elements.
probably the most true statement here would have to be the reptile people.
Yeah, that was what I was mostly referring to in terms
Yeah.
of truth.
I assumed so.
All right, well, time for me to return back to my home. Catch you next time.